Everyone, it's Jen. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Friday haul. Today is Friday, June 6th. Hope you guys are doing wonderful. Yesterday was the first day of the June release for Scrap Diva Designs. Hope you guys have gotten some orders in. If you're planning to order this month, of course you can always still order, but release day is when everything is available. So I have not too much to share with you this week, but I thought I would do a little craft with me at the end. I've had a request or two to show you how I do my coloring with alcohol markers. One of the requests was from Barbara, who is Chubby Lovey. Hi, Barbara, if you're watching. So I thought today would be a good day to do that. So if you want to stick around for just a little coloring and chatting at the end, please do. So I have just two stores to share with you this week, Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby. So from Dollar Tree, they had the foam mounting squares from Jot. I've told you guys before, you know too, that they don't always have these. So I picked 2 packs of these up, and I love them because they're thinner than the normal like rolls of tape. And that I did get one of those too. This is in like the hardware section. I love these rolls, but sometimes you need a thinner foam square, so that's why I got this. So these are usually in, there's like a Jot section in my store, like office supplies, so that's where I find those. Sometimes they have the round ones too, but they just had square this time. And then I got, and this is a Dollar Tree that's in my area, but I don't go to as often, so I was glad to find them. They had these, which I haven't seen. I've seen a bunch of you guys haul these. These are craft boxes. So they're little acrylic boxes, and there are 9 individual sections with these cute little containers. So I thought this would be great to add just like small embellishments and to send them off to somebody, sampling of sequins mixes, cabochons, beads, you know, things like that. So, and also good for storage in your own craft room if you have like, you know, just like a small amount of beads or something like that that you just need to store. So I picked up 2 of those because I figured who knows if I'll ever see them again, so figured I'd get them. So that was it from Dollar Tree. Hobby Lobby, I went to, I didn't get any more paper crafting clearance. I did get some ribbon clearance. So I picked this one up. I've had this before. I'm sure I have a roll or 2 already, but it's the pink like grosgrain ribbon with the white stitching on the ends, and it's a 3/8 inch ribbon, and it was reduced to 49 cents from $1.99. So I, can always use this kind of ribbon. I can. So I got that. And then I got this one too. I thought this was a really nice color. This is more like satin ribbon, and it's the same size, 3/8 inch. This was 49 cents also. Is that the color hummus, or I don't know if that's the color name. Anyway, it's kind of like a taupey color, I think. And I thought it was unusual, more of a taupe, like champagne golds. So yeah, I thought that was neat, and I don't have anything like that. And then I found this one too, which I thought would be perfect for Halloween, also 49 cents. And it's just like an orange and black stripe. Let's take a look at this and see what it looks like. Okay, so I got the plastic off. So it's not satin ribbon, I don't think. I mean, it's a little shiny, but it's more sheer. You can sort of see through it. And it's nice that it's double-sided. I don't remember seeing this before. Not that they didn't have it, I just haven't seen it. But this will make some really beautiful Halloween bows. So even though Hobby Lobby doesn't carry Halloween things anymore, I remember back in the day they used to have really cute Halloween things. But anyway, we can use this for Halloween. So got that. And then I saw this. I thought it was so cute. Reminds me of Willow, my cat who passed away. This is I think it's grayish blue. It's a measuring tape. So it was in the Notion section, a retractable tape measurer. I thought this would be a nice little gift for a crafty friend, and that's how you retract it, the button in the nose, and it's got this pom-pom that you pull out the tape. And I think they had a dog one too. So that was $1.99. And then I needed some like fabric that I could embroider on. I really love embroidering, especially in the summer. I don't know why. But most of my fabrics are really like loud and just hard to embroider on. Either that or I have plain color fabric. So I wanted to get some more that had just like a small, very subtle pattern on on them where my embroidery wouldn't like get lost or anything. So I got this print. This was a yard, and I got two different ones. They were 40% off. So one of them was $5.99 a yard. One of them was $6.99. So it turned out to be $3.59 and $4.19. I don't know which is which. But I thought this one was really pretty. See, it's got these like subtle like tan crosses on it. Perfect for embroidery. And then I got this one too. And this one, if you can see, it's got some white flowers on there. Also perfect for embroidery. These are just cotton fabrics. And a yard is, will last me a long time for embroidering. So I got to go through my pattern stash, pick something out, get everything ready. That way, I can sit outside and do some sewing and when it's nice out. So that's why I got those. And I think that is it. See, once in a while I'll have a huge haul and then I'll have a smaller haul in between. So that's fine. It's all good. I do have a cherry on top. Yeah, a cherry on top order coming. So I'll have that to share with you next week. But and then my KS Craft June release should be here. That might be here today actually. So I'll show that soon. But anyway, let's do some coloring. So I got this stamp set recently from Anna White, who is Sweet Miss Daisy Designs on Etsy, and I will link her the product down below. So this is the stamp set that I got recently, and it's so cute. It's got this cat. I don't know if you could see it because it's kind of off the backing, but it's a cat that reminds me of Gus with flowers, and it's got like sentiments and bees and a bee trail. So I haven't used it yet, and I figured I would stamp it out and we could color it together. It's photopolymer, so it stamps really, really well. And yeah, so I did just check, and it is still available on Etsy, so I will link that down below. And I did stamp out a few of the images onto a card front. So this is how it looks. I used the bee trail, the cat with the flowers, and then a sentiment at the bottom. And I cut it out with the die that I've had for forever. I got from Allie a long time ago, and it looks just like, I don't know, it reminds me of like a biscuit, and it's got scalloped edging and little dots on it, and it fits perfectly on an A2 size card. So I stamped it out ahead of time. I used this ink, Memento Tuxedo Black. If you're going to be coloring with alcohol markers, you want to use an alcohol marker safe ink, and this is one of them. It is fade resistant dye ink. You wouldn't use watercolors with this because it would smear it. So I picked out some markers from my collection of markers that I thought would go nicely, and I did test them out ahead of time just to make sure that they were the colors I wanted. So I've got some oranges, and most of these are from a set from Amazon, and if I can find it on Amazon, I will link it down below. My daughter had gotten like a pastel pack of alcohol markers once, and she didn't like them for what she was using them for, so she gave them to me, and I love them. It's got really pretty oranges and greens and yellows, and then I also have this cool shadow from King Art. I get King Art markers from TJ Maxx and Marshalls, and this one just leaves like a cool shadow. And then some other colors that I thought would be nice. So let's go ahead and do a little coloring. Now, I am not an expert colorer at all. You can watch other videos for experts, but this is just like how I do it. So I'll start with the cat, and Gus is orange and white, so that's why I picked out orange, and I wanted to make it kind of look like Gus. So this one is darker, this one's lighter. Sometimes I start with the darker colors, sometimes I start with the lighter. I'm going to start with the darker color this time. These markers have a brush head and then a broad tip as well. So I'm just going to go around with the brush. Sorry, I just had to like concentrate there for a second. And go around, and he's got like his orange comes over his eyes, so I'm going to do that. And then over this one too. And then some on his chin. And it looks kind of like that. Cutie. He has been so happy lately. He goes outside. He doesn't like go in the street or anything. He stays like in the yard, which is really good. So he's been really happy that it's been nice out, so he can do that. And let's see. He's mostly orange on the top. So I'm going to keep I'll do orange on this part. This part I'll do white. And then, let's see, let's add a little bit of the lighter color. So I'm just going to add some lighter to the edges and kind of blend them together. And then for the tail, I'll do, his tail is striped. So I'll do it light and then dark. And then light. I will try and zoom in when I'm editing. Yeah, see, that just gives you like a little stripe when you do it like that. And then I'll do, let's see, he's got like a little orange spot on this paw. A little more, a little bit on his feet. I think that was the wrong cap. And then let's see, maybe some up here. I think he's got some there too. Oops, sorry. It's good that there are caps on both sides with the numbers, so I know if I'm got the wrong cap on the wrong marker. So I think that looks pretty good, right? Cute little orange cat. And then I will take, let's see, I brought over, I think this is like a very light outline color, WG00. So I'm just going to go over the edge of this part to give it a little bit of a shadow. Otherwise, it kind of looks like you left it undone. Because I want to keep it white, but just color in the edges a little bit. And I'll do that here too, on the white parts of Gus. Maybe in the ears too. I'll do the ears all the way in. And then if you want to make more shadows, you can go ahead and take your colors, and after it's, you know, been drying a little bit, you could just go over like part of it, and that'll just darken up the parts that you go over. So if you go over like the edge, it kind of creates a shadow there. You know, and do a little bit more there because it would obviously be darker underneath his chin and then get lighter as the, you know, light can shine on it. Like I said, I am not an expert, but it's fun. Okay, there's Gus. He's looking so cute. Right? Okay, and then let's see. Let's do some flowers. I did bring over two yellow colors, a darker and a lighter. So this one I'll do a lighter one first. So I'll color in the whole petal with the lighter color, and then you could go in with the darker color, and see there are like little stitch lines here. You can just follow those. Like that, and that just adds a little bit of a natural shadow if you go over with the darker yellow. So let's do a few more. You don't want to do too many at once. I don't want to do too many at once because then the ink will dry and it won't blend as well. So I'll just do a few at a time. Like that. And I get marker all over myself when I'm doing this. But luckily this comes off pretty cleanly. All right, let me quickly do the rest of this flower. Do you guys like to color? And if so, what's your favorite medium? Do you like to watercolor? Do you like alcohol markers, color pencils? Not sure. Oops. I definitely prefer alcohol markers. I've tried watercoloring and I do like it. I'm just, I need more practice. I'm not really good at it, so I get frustrated. But the only way to get better is to practice, right? I mean, I practiced alcohol markers for a long time before I felt like it looked halfway decent. Oops, I colored over that leaf, but that's okay. We'll hit it with the green. And I think this looks really nice. And you could color these to look like different flowers. You know, I'm kind of making mine look like Black-Eyed Susans, but you can make it look like echinacea if you use purple. So then, okay, so we'll just leave those like that for now. And then I brought over a darker gray. I thought that would be good for the centers. You could do black, but black I just felt like would be a little harsh. So that's why I brought over the darker gray. So there are some highlight spots you can leave blank right there, but I'm just going to leave them. Maybe I'll go over them with the gel pen later. Doesn't that look pretty? Oh, it's so cute. Gus does wear a collar. His says Gus on his tag, but this one has a heart, so we're going to color that in. I brought a red over. This is a King Art. This is my favorite red. It's called Deep Red. It's just like a nice bright red. And the red for some reason seems to run more than others, so I'm very careful usually about how I add that in. Okay, and then his collar, in the winter he has like, give him really cute collars, but in the summer he has to use his like flea collar, so, and that's gray, but yeah, I guess to make it more authentic I'll do that, but otherwise I would do like a color. But Gus is really funny. He's like part dog, we think, and some of his favorite foods are hot dogs, let's say bacon, butter. So we've had collars for him that have like all those different foods on them. Don't tell my brother-in-law. He's a vet, and he doesn't like when I give him those kind of foods. So anyway, there's Gus. Let's just do a few flowers and maybe the bee, and then I'll let you go because, you know, I don't want to keep you too long, and you probably have other stuff to do, and you get the hint. So let's color in that leaf that we messed up. So just do a little darker green there, and then we'll use a lighter green. So yeah, it's good to have at least two colors or two shades of the same color. It adds depth and make sure project look, you know, more professional than just one color. Not professional, but just nicer. There's no way this looks professional, but it, you know, it looks nice. And you can go ahead and blend. Did I go outside the lines? No, that looks pretty good. All right, let's do a few more. So I'll do the whole leaf with the light, and then maybe do the darker one where those little lines are, and then maybe underneath too. See? And then you can take the lighter color again and just blend them a little. And let's do this one. It's just so relaxing to do this. I really like the King Art pens. These are good too. These are nice and juicy. The King Art ones are especially nice and juicy too. Which one's King Art? This one, the red. I have not had good luck with the Spectrum Noir ones. They dry out really quickly for me for some reason. So I've bought a bunch of them in the past, and I've had to get rid of most of them. Okay, so those are our leaves, our Black-Eyed Susans. There's little Gussie. Let's do the bee. So bees, let's get a yellow out, and let's do his face the yellow. I probably should have gone with a brighter yellow, but all right. And then we'll do that one, and then let's do the dark gray. And this one, all right, we'll do the whole thing, but then I'm going to come in darker on the edges once it dries a little bit. And then that cool shadow, where's that? Okay, so I'm going to do that. I got this for the wings, just to make them look a little bit translucent, and it looks purple. It does come out a little bit purple when you're using it, but if you just use a light touch, the way it dries makes it just look a little airy, you know? So I'll just do that for the edge. And let's go back in with that darker gray and do I've got a shadow, it's hard for me to see. Just do the top and the bottom. So it leaves the center a teeny bit lighter. Oops, I think I got the yellow there. So it kind of looks like the light is hitting it. Yeah, I did. Let's go back with the yellow. Do the same thing. And his little face. All right, so there is a little bleed there, but you know, that's okay. I won't worry about it. All right, so pretend all that's colored. Now let's take a look at the grass at the bottom. Maybe we'll get a different shade of green. This is a canister of markers. These are like colors I use all the time, so I just kind of keep this on my desk. And jade green is my favorite green, although I'm not sure if that's going to go. So let me take, I stamped out another one too. I'm going to use this as a test and see how that would look. So, see, I don't think that green goes with that one, so I'm not going to use that one. Maybe if I use, let's see, pale green, lime green's a good one. This is lime green. Try that. Yeah, that one's good. Okay, so I'm just going to use that. Make it kind of look a little grassy, you know. And I'll probably go out to the edge or close to the edge. And then maybe use the lighter green too. Just kind of bring it all together at the bottom. And since the ink is still, you know, a little bit wet, kind of blends together. And you can make little circles to make it look more blended. So that looks cute. All right, so there it is so far. I think that's all I'll do for now. And I'll just finish off the flowers and maybe add some shading to the top to make it look like the sky and just finish it up. And I'll show you the finished project once I'm finished with it, probably next week. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. And if you stayed till the end, thanks for joining me. It's always fun to do these like craft with me's, and thanks for the request. If anybody has any other like, you know, craft with me's you'd like me to do, I'd be happy to try to add that to my videos. So have a wonderful weekend, enjoy, and I will be back soon with more crafty videos. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye.